When Rocky runs on the road at 4 a.m., every man's adrenaline surges right along with him. This is Rocky, the godfather of all inspirational films. Rocky is nothing but a small-time boxer scraping by at the bottom. He's fought over 50 professional matches and lost more than 30 of them. He has no talent and no dreams. After every fight, he humbly begs spectators ringside for a cigarette. Some people clearly have a cigarette tucked behind their ear, yet they hand him a half-smoked but instead, drawing mocking laughter from everyone around.
You're a bum! Now that's a bum!
When he's broke, he works as an enforcer for the mob, collecting loan shark debts. When he scrapes together some cash, he crawls into a dive bar and drinks himself into oblivion. His days grow more and more aimless. Rocky is already 30 years old, well past his prime in the boxing world. Even his trainer gave up on him long ago, clearing out his locker and giving it to someone else, and calling him a bum right in front of everyone.
You know, I've been coming in for 6 years, and 6 years you've been sticking it to me. I want to know how come.
You don't want to know.
Yeah, I want to know how come.
You want to know?
I want to know how!
Okay, I'm going to tell you. Because you had the talent to become a good fighter. And instead of that, you became a leg breaker. Some cheap second-rate loan shark.
To living?
It's a waste of life.
Meanwhile, the champion Apollo's opponent withdraws due to injury. The promoters can't find a suitable replacement in time, so they come up with an exhibition match, planning to pick some unknown, ordinary boxer, and give him a shot at challenging the champ. And the one chosen happens to be Rocky. Everyone assumes the champ will knock him out within 3 rounds. Rocky doesn't want to take the fight at first, but faced with $150,000, he simply can't say no. That night, the old trainer shows up at his door, offering to be his manager and train him again, but Rocky turns him down.
I need your help about 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, you never helped me. You didn't care.
Well, if you wanted help. I say, if you wanted help, why didn't you ask? Why didn't you just ask me, kid?
Look, I asked, you never heard nothing.
After the trainer leaves, he shuts the door and screams into the empty room, releasing years of pent-up frustration.
What about my pride, Nick? At least you have pride. I ain't had no pride, I ain't had nothing. Legs are going, everything is going, no one's getting them nothing. Guy comes up, offers me a fight. Big deal, wanna fight the fight? Yeah, I'll fight the big fight. I wouldn't wanna fight that big fight, I was gonna have to I wanna get that! I wanna get that!
All these years, everyone looked down on him, thinking he was worthless, but he too longs to be respected. Deep inside, he still harbors a dream of becoming a champion. Just as the trainer is about to disappear down the street, Rocky opens the door and hurries after him. In the end, he decides to accept the trainer's help. At 4 a.m., the alarm goes off. Rocky reaches over and slaps it silent. The temperature outside is 5 below zero. He can barely open his eyes, but he forces himself out of bed anyway. He walks to the refrigerator, pulls out some eggs, and cracks 5 of them into a glass. He raises the glass and chugs them all down in one gulp. Even as the raw egg drips onto his clothes, he doesn't care at all, because there's no turning back now. In 1 month, he'll be challenging the champ. He heads downstairs in an ill-fitting tracksuit, does a quick warm-up, and begins his daily training. At 4 a.m., the roads are dead silent. He's practically the only one on the streets. He runs down the road, throwing punches as he goes. He runs all the way to the Philadelphia Museum of Art, climbs the steps, and is left gasping for breath. This is the first time in his 30 years that he's ever run this far. He clutches his stomach and heads back toward home. The moment he gets back, his girlfriend tries to get intimate with him. He quickly refuses. He has to conserve every ounce of energy. He's giving this everything he's got. At the gym, he enters a freezing cold meat locker, pounding away at the hanging slabs of frozen beef. This is his own unique, almost masochistic training method. One day, Paulie takes it upon himself to bring reporters over for an interview. Rocky is furious, but in the end, he agrees to the interview, and even demonstrates a few of his punches on the spot. When the champ's manager sees footage of Rocky's training, a wave of unease washes over him. He rushes to show it to the champ himself, but the champ doesn't give this nobody a second thought. Days pass. Rocky still runs at 4 a.m. sharp every morning. On the road, his speed keeps increasing, and his stride grows steadier. Then one morning, he runs all the way to the museum steps without stopping. Remember the first time he pushed himself to get here? He was doubled over, barely able to breathe. But this time, his eyes are blazing with fire. His whole body surges with power. He thrusts both fists high into the sky. The night before the fight, Rocky came to the arena. He saw his own poster. He told the organizer that the colors on his poster were wrong, but the organizer responded dismissively. None of that matters, as long as the champion's poster is correct. Nobody cares about yours. This remark instantly brought Rocky back to reality. Back home, Rocky felt devastated. He confessed to his girlfriend, "I know I can't beat him. No one can last 15 rounds against the champion, but as long as I can go the distance, I won't be a complete loser." The next day, the fight officially began. Rocky wore a red robe with Shamrock meats printed on the back. It turned out his friend had used him as a walking billboard. On the other side, the champion made his entrance on a boat. He was dressed as George Washington, tossing money to the crowd. The arena erupted instantly. The first round began. The champion threw jab after jab, one punch after another, toying with Rocky at will. He even taunted Rocky to throw punches, but Rocky couldn't land a single hit. Suddenly, the champion made a mistake.
Hey, I don't believe it! Hey, champ is down. Yep.
The champion quickly got back on his feet and started taking the fight seriously. Soon Rocky was beaten into retreat, but he refused to give up. Suddenly he seized an opportunity and landed a heavy blow to the champion's ribs. In the second round, Rocky's nose was broken. Round 3, round 5, round 7. Rocky shattered the champion's boast of knocking him out in 3 rounds, but he himself was battered and bruised. By the 14th round, Rocky was still fighting tenaciously. By now he could barely lift his arms. The commentator couldn't help but marvel. What kind of strength keeps this man standing? No sooner had he spoken, the champion threw another vicious uppercut. The trainer pleaded with concern, stay down, but Rocky stubbornly got back up. He even waved the champion on for more. The champion couldn't believe his eyes. He had no choice but to fight on. Rocky seized the moment and slammed another heavy punch into the champion's ribs. The 14th round ended. The champion clutched his ribs as he returned to his corner. His ribs were likely broken. Meanwhile, Rocky's eye socket was filled with blood. His vision was completely blurred. He asked his trainer to cut the skin to drain the blood. In the final round, Rocky came out swinging, launching a fierce attack on the champion's ribs. The crowd was moved by his tenacity. They all cheered him on. He cornered the champion, throwing punch after punch. The champion seemed to have lost his fighting spirit. Just as Rocky was about to knock out the champion, the final bell rang. The organizers announced the champion as the winner, but Rocky no longer cared about the result. In that moment, he had already won his victory. He had conquered the man who was once destined to fail.